Hey there, I like to make AI do really stupid stuff, but today we're going to do a little something different. Alright, if we're going to try out this experiment, we're going to need a group of people to save first, and I don't exactly have access to thousands of people or real scientists, so we're going to use a different highly scientific tool to try this out. And here we are in WorldBox with our randomly generated world for all of our experimental needs. Hi, what's your name? Yeah, no, your name's Jeff now. It seems Jeff has found a bear. Alright, this is Jeff 2.0, since Jeff, unfortunately, found himself fighting a bear. So, we need to create a few civilizations if we're going to have a war, so that we can solve it and create world peace. Okay, a war has started between Holy Die and Chad. I did not start that war. I did kind of want it to start by itself. So the first step to solving world peace, according to ChatGPT, is understanding the others, which these two kingdoms could not be more different because they have faced very different challenges. And we don't exactly know why they decided to start this war, so we have to look and see their overall moods. So according to Chad and their statistics, 69 of them are starving, nice, and they have had a lot of deaths, and so they are having a bit of a rough time. And then if we go over to Holy Die, they have not had nearly as many deaths, only 25, and none of them are starving, so I think we need to get our leaders together to talk. So let's create just a nice area to do step 2, which is talk it out. Encourage peaceful conversations. And what better way than to create a meeting room for these two? This is an area surrounded by mountains, so inevitably they can't escape, but that's not the important part, because now they can have peaceful conversations. Okay, somehow the king is now on fire. Did not mean to do that, but that's okay. Okay, there we go. We got just the king in there. Never mind. Wrong guy. Get this guy out. Now that we have that, let's get the other king here. Okay, so we have the two kings here in this little meeting room. At least I thought I did. I'm pretty sure Chad's king died in transportation because he's not marked as the king anymore. But let's just see if they can talk it out, figure this out in a peaceful manner, and that is a snake. Okay, instead it looks like Holy Die's king is beginning to die out. I'm not sure if he was bit by a snake, but this doesn't look great for our peace efforts. And they do seem to be freaking out trying to escape rather than... Okay, the ground is now shaking. Not sure where that struck. Okay, I think this moves us into step number 3, which is treat everyone fairly. I don't think it's exactly fair that during this war, Holy Die had to go through such a terrible earthquake. So I think there is nothing more fair than giving one to Chad here to have to fight through. Yes, I think they would agree that that is the most fair thing to do, and it didn't destroy a lot of their land, so I think they'll be okay and can continue to fight. Never mind, they just lost 50 people. Okay, so while this war is going on and everyone is fighting and Holy Die is starting to take a lot of land, I think this is the best time for step number 4, which is learning together. I think we need to teach everyone that when you take all this land from each other, this is just not the right course of action. So to teach them a lesson, we're just going to go ahead and kill off some of Holy Die's leaders, just so they know that this is not the way to go. And we're just going to destroy some of their towns and villages. There we go. We have less leaders now, less towns, and less places that everyone can go and mess with. So now, yes, there has been some death, as in like 60 people, but now they know that this is just not the right way to handle it. And now Chad is a lot smaller, but they are starting to move their war efforts, and no, king. You're supposed to be dead. There we go. Okay, and now there's also meteors striking, which is not my fault. So now Chad is starting to take some of their land back, which is great. Not really, because they're still fighting. I think we need to teach them how to work together. So what we're going to do here is create another larger area with a huge circle made out of mountains so they can't escape. And now we're going to use our divine magnet and just grab all the people, and then we're going to go put them in this circle. And hopefully they'll start working together. Okay, instead they are deciding that this is the best time to continue to fight. Let's just set some stuff on fire. Now that the forest is burning around them, they have to either decide that this is the best time to escape or to continue to fight together. Okay, so they are continuing to kill each other, which is very unfortunate. So let's continue to expand this fire and, maybe add just a bit of lava in the midst. That is acid. That is not lava. That's lava. And now, hey, no one's supposed to be over here. Let's just destroy each of their land to continue to reinforce those ideas that fighting is not the answer. Okay, and now there has been another earthquake. That's great. That is just fantastic. Let's just add a few fruit bushes to try and help them out as they continue to destroy and rebuild villages. All right, checking our numbers, their villages are now much lower as far as population goes, and they are still continuing to fight. But it looks like Chad has mostly taken over in our peace circle, which is just not okay. So we are going to continue and just set everything on fire here, and now they really need to start escaping. And there has been another earthquake. Great. All right, so now I see a lot of people on fire, and they're in need of a bit of help. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and help them out. So I think this is a great time to just go ahead and put everyone out of their misery. I think that is the best way to help those in need. They just really need some help here. So let's just help all the people that are on fire. And just add a few meteorites here. Maybe a few more atomic bombs. All right, and as the smoke clears and the battle has quieted, we look down and notice that both kingdoms were equally destroyed, which may seem like a failure as far as our experiment goes, but as Step 7 says, you must choose peace, and I do not see any fighting, so it seems like we have chosen the most peaceful option. So unfortunately, the best way to choose world peace would just be bomb the entire planet and start anew. Because as the fire calms, we notice there are still invisible swords to rule the world.